my shortcut key decided not to work for me for a second. But hello, Kaiju fans. We are back to talk about our first thoughts on Godzilla Reign of Kaiju. We have had 6 amazing character reveals, and I'm very excited to see what the final 9 are going to be. Cam is back from his week off where he decided he needs to go get something rotated. I don't know if that was a knee or a car or a tire. Who knows? But how have you been, Cam?
I've been busy. Yeah, I had to go change all the brakes on my car last week, so that was fun and exhausting. But I'm back.
Yeah, and you're on the outside looking in this time for the reveals.
Uh, yeah, for sets, I don't think I've gotten a reveal since Turtles.
Yeah, so
So
it's only two
yeah,
sets.
Turtles was my last reveal. I've been stepping back, letting other people take over, and just been enjoying everyone else's take on things.
I mean, you've been more focused on your retro work and your what if work.
Yes, and I already have next month's What If already lined up, and that one was a very big pain in the ass for me. Turns out card design is hard, guys.
Yes, it is, and that's why we leave it to the professionals.
Yes. Although if I could get one of those professionals to talk to me and be like, "Hey, this is kind of some of the process we go to," it might make my What If work a little bit easier. But
Oh,
who am I to
design is
complain?
so hard to track down for interviews. I've been trying to get one design to do an interview for absolutely ages.
I think my main issue is I like visual mediums. Like for the very first one for Faust, for every attack, I showed you the scene from the anime where I got the inspiration for the attack. But with a lot of the other ones on my list, like starting with next month's, I have not been able to find screen grabs or anything like that for these for what I want to do, and it makes it really hard. I'm just gonna sit here and describe what what it looks like because I can't find images for it. I can't find screen grabs
I mean,
or
you could always just
screenshots or
make them. If it's a game or if it's a media, you can always go find a DVD or a comic, a
I don't
booklet, a
know how to
game.
do that.
That's
I'm not a
literally what
professional.
design. That's literally what design do.
Yeah,
I was
that's
talking with,
because that's their job. I do this at 11 o'clock at night when I can't sleep.
but you're the one that undertook it, my friend. I've talked to Hitch
Oh, no one said I was smart.
Hitch has talked about having to try and recreate combos and things in the games for like Guilty Gear, so that they are Street Fighter, so they can literally see what the flow of the movement is, so they can capture it in the card to make sure they get the right screen grab, to get the right assets. So it's part of the design process, my friend. You have to do it.
Yeah, they get paid for it. I don't.
I mean, if you do it well, you can get paid for it.
True, but I would need like softwares and stuff. I would need a better laptop
But
first of all.
anyway,
My laptop,
uh,
yeah.
I've started a new series because Pat Flynn, aka Deep Pocket Monster, who does the "Should I open it or should I keep it sealed" series, has challenged content creators, and I did share this in the UKVersus content creator channel, to create 30 days of shorts, a consistent series of 30 days. So I'm doing something called Play or Pass, where I talk about a card, why I think it should be played, and then I ask you if you would play it or pass. And I'm getting some comments. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying seeing what people think about these really niche cards that I like, that I play, that other people may not. I'm enjoying that. But let's get into Godzilla. We've seen from the private article, we're getting power tokens that give us 2 damage, and those are going to be tokens in our stage, giving Rhino 3 this cheeky little power boost because it's a new card type. We've got 6 new characters. We've been told that Infinity is going to matter more. We've got attuned and non-attuned cards in the common and uncommon rarity. We haven't. I don't think we've seen a rare or ultra rare yet. All the cards that we've
We've
kind of
seen
seen.
one ultra rare.
We've seen one ultra. I may have missed that.
In the Burning Godzilla reveal, he because his
Ah.
character was already known, they gave him his character's ultra rare.
I might need to go back and double watch that. I must have missed that. But that he did a great job with that reveal. I must have literally just missed that one because for my grab my attention. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm not quite sure. Let's start off with the big thing. I've spoken about it, but I would like to know how you feel about it, Cam. Power tokens. How do you feel about power tokens?
Um, honestly, since I read the article, I've been a little weird. I do like that there's multiple uses for them. Like some cards are like, oh, commit your power tokens or sacrifice your power tokens. I think that's cool. I'm also very wary of they don't leave at the end of the turn or the beginning of the turn like the Roman cancel tokens, so you can just stockpile effectively powerful 2 at will. And with some attacks that, excuse me, want to be played later in a string, or like some of these 3 diff attacks to play when your rival's defenses are all down and you're like, cool, I'm going to powerful 2 for like 10 just out of nowhere. That seems a little rough. But I am interested to see more of the cards that utilize these rather than just sacrifice them and see kind of what play patterns that opens up. I think that's going to be a real cool design space.
Yeah, I think the main thing why these guys can stick around a bit longer than Roman Cancel is they just have one ability. You destroy them to get 2 damage. It's a very clean, very simple ability, and the other utilization of them is from other cards that can be more tailored to symbols, tailored to characters. Whereas Roman Cancel has 4 abilities, and if you're able to have them stick around, if you're able to keep them longer, they get a lot more powerful, not only in their abilities, but in the fact that they are momentum.
Also, side note, how much more dangerous do power tokens make Armor of the Wolf? Considering
Uh,
that's just a bunch more enhances that you can make your opponent pass.
true, true, and it is sticking around for another year. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's spooky.
But yeah, I would have loved to see them attach themselves to another card type, just because it'd be a fun way to have them be interactable. If they attach themselves to an asset, or if they were able to become foundations that disappeared at the end of a turn, that would be more cool. Just having this brand new card type that exists out of nowhere is a little bit weird. And like I said, it's a very basic ability, but 2 damage can be the difference between winning and losing the game. And we have no other cards that allow us to kind of feel this stuff. We have Megalomania, but if you're wasting Megalomania on a power token, we have a whole other set of issues for you here. But if I'm being attacked and I'm like, that 2 damage is going to kill me, I need something to do it. In Godzilla, we have ways to seal it, but I don't think there's anything outside of Godzilla that says
One
seal a
foundation.
card in your opponent's stage. And that's
I
if
was just seeing if Ice Sword Execution said name one foundation or one non-character card.
it says
It
foundation.
says
Yeah,
name one foundation.
yeah. Most seal things say uh, foundation, or they'll say a non-character card, which should be fine. But majority of that stuff is offensive. There's not much defensive seal that isn't just primarily targeting foundations. So but yeah, as Blanche says, for Rhino 3, this is a big boost. You don't need to rely
And
on.
Reiner 3 can play Armor of the Wolf.
And Rhino 3 can play Armor of the Wolf. This is a very good point. It allows you to get your 4 card types down sooner, and then it also allows you to have an additional damage. Being able to chuck 5 damage on anything may not seem like that much big of an increase, but it allows you to, it allows you to
Oh,
have a
we're
lot more
losing
damage.
Seal of Approval.
Hmm?
Seal of Approval. It's a foundation from Night Eye that we're losing with Godzilla
Yeah,
that
that
says
rotates.
response to sacrifice. Yeah, after rival plays an ability on a non-character card in their stage, steal all copies of that card. So
Ooh.
yeah, you get your +2, but then you lose everything else. But we're gonna lose that card when we get Godzilla.
So for Hero 2, that'd be
So
great.
for Hero 2, if you want to anti-power tokens Hero 2, you can absolutely do that.
But no, I think power tokens are clean. I think they're well designed, and I don't mind them sticking around. But on the other side of it, I've got this philosophy of just anything that is simple, anything that is simply designed and does a simple thing is easy to abuse. And until we see the rest of the set, we don't know quite how easy it's going to be to generate them. But we have seen a character that literally just goes, your attack dealt damage, have a power token!
Is it attack deal damage, or is it after your rival destroys a foundation due to your
Something
effect?
like that. There's been a couple of things
Yeah.
that say get a power token.
They have triggers, and I've seen like an attack that can generate one. I think I've seen a foundation that is a deadlock, can just freely generate one every enhanced step. So hey, we got deadlock that matters for something now.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, you
100%
go into
think
deadlock, and I'm just gonna keep stacking plus twos. Let's go.
I 100% think it was just I put a video going UVS has abandoned deadlock and I went give him a deadlock. Whatever reveal he gets a deadlock card. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until we see more about it, it's gonna be that. And it might just be leading into one of the other videos I put out over the last couple weeks. We might see a lot more tokens over this year because if Guilty had tokens and Godzilla had tokens, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Tekken and Fairy Tail having their own tokens. And I'll say this:
I know nothing about Fairy Tail and very little about Tekken, so
I prefer tokens to counters.
I think the reason a lot of people have an issue with counters is there's not a lot of play around them. Like there's not a lot of counter removal. There's not a lot of counter generation outside of the one or two characters that do that. So I think it's just a very underutilized space. And if you had ways to interact with counters more, maybe we'd see more of that. Maybe we'll see a foundation or something in Godzilla, or like an action that's like massive power drain where you sacrifice all power tokens in play.
Yeah, no, well, like power chess, but it's just for me is if you take into account how many like counters we have, it can become hard to keep track of them. If you got when I look at my cards, it's case of which ones have mushroom counters, which ones have applause counters, which ones have wall counters, which ones have blood counters, bleeding counters, muscle counters. I'm sure
Well,
there's
soon you're not going to have to worry about like three of those types of
yeah.
counters.
There's the leaflet counters from Critical Role. There's a lot of counters.
Still working on making that card work.
No, as far we've seen the decks for King of Fighters. We haven't. We know there's no tokens. We have seen the alt art treatments for the hero characters. So it looks like we're not seeing alternate arts. We're just seeing a different foiling system to the characters as their alternates for King of Fighters, which is pretty cool. But I don't really want to
Oh,
touch
we've
on
seen that. I missed that.
that was yeah. TCG Play put an article with the hero ones, but I'm not. I don't want to really touch on that until we've got the rival ones from wherever they're being hidden and a bit more information about what we're going to be seeing there.
Gotcha, because I have not seen any of that.
I moving on from there. Let's talk about the other big elephant in the room: attuned and non-attuned are both within this set. It's something we've seen in Critical Role, something we've seen in Guilty Gear, something that was left out of TMNT and Attack on Titan Apocalypse. In Critical Role, the commons and uncommons were tuned, and then some of the rares and all the ultra rares and secret rares were non-attuned, which I loved because it allowed the larger part of the deck of the box to be playable for anyone with the symbols, but the signature cards and the higher rarity cards became more selective. In Guilty Gear, we got the opposite. We got the lower rarities being unattuned, and then when you got two rares and ultra rares, that's when they started going back to being attuned. Uh,
Mm, I don't think that's quite right. I think most of the set is unattuned to symbol cards, and then you have some like commons and uncommons that were attuned. Because like Tyrant Rave isn't attuned, and neither is
attuned.
no, it's chaos fire.
Then I could.
Like Megalomania is not
Oh no,
attuned.
yeah. There's a bunch of commons and rares. No, so yeah, There's just a mixture of commons
A
and
good
uncommons and
mix.
rares that are attuned. Thanks for correcting me on that, Cam. I made a mistake there. And we're kind of seeing.
You're fine. You just confused the hell out of me for a second there. I was like, "Am I misremembering
No,
this?"
you were absolutely right there. And then Godzilla seems to have gone the same way as Guilty Gear, where we're seeing commons and commons with a mixture of one symbol attuned or three symbol unattuned. And personally, I'm so glad to see three symbols back.
You and me both.
Especially the fact that all 12 symbols and the infinity symbol, which is a lack of symbols, are going to be supported. Something that some very smart and insightful content creator called months ago.
And some mad lad with a tinfoil hat.
Same person.
Just different days of the week.
Yeah. But no,
So, question, Link. How do you feel about Infinity being a more directly supported symbol? Because we saw in the uh, teaser that there's actually going to be a card that gets a minus to its difficulty for each Infinity card that you have in your stage. So does that mean we're going to see quite a bit of Infinity in this set? And how do you feel about it being a more direct supported thing as opposed to just here's some good staples that you can play in any deck?
I think it's something when we've got all 12 symbols in a set, Infinity's main role that I've given it, that the fact that it's there to support the symbols, give access to these power levels that everyone should have access to, kind of takes a step back because every symbol is going to have a way to interact with power tokens in the set without Infinity. Every symbol is going to have its deflect mechanics, its breaker mechanics. It's going to have its enhances, its blitzes. It's going to have everything it needs to do to function as its symbol and define its identity in the reign of Kaiju. So that leaves the question of what is Infinity designed to do? And I think what Infinity is going to be doing is playing the filler role and having its own kind of mini identity going on in here because as we've seen with Attack on Titan and all these and the other sets, all our sets have their key identity. Chaos manipulates momentum, but then also does X, Y, and Z within the identity of the set. Air likes to clear cards and then also draw more cards, but throughout Attack on Titan, it's also had if you've got X in your card pool, if you're playing low diff attacks, it's had its other identity throughout the sets. So this is a great opportunity for Infinity to define what it is outside of this equalizer, to show in here that I am going to be doing something. And for me, personally, I want Infinity to be the human aspect. Because all the Godzilla movies, all the Godzilla comics have the human aspect, the human scientist, the human kaiju supporters, your monarch study like labs, your
Your
armies, far.
victims.
Naming your victims because, like in the 1998 movie for Godzilla, the humans are the bad guys. Fight me! I will fight! I will fight you on this hill.
Oh
Human
no,
is
you're fine. But I'm just talking about the people that the kaiju's step on.
yeah.
I mean,
That's just the kind of thing in there. So like it's got like what we have on the screen. We have the Nebulans, and when I was reading through it, the Nebulans are people that like rebuilt Gigan. So why not stick them on an Infinity card? Why not have Infinity backups that are allies for both the Kaiju's and for the villain Kaiju's and the hero Kaiju's? Why not have our monarch monarch symbols and our human allies, our alien allies? I think that is where Infinity is going to be. It's going to be in a support role, and it's going to be for the humans that get overlooked because of the kaiju's.
that's true. I will say though, I think I put this to in a video. If there is enough Infinity support in this set that directly accesses the Infinity symbol, like that, gets minus X difficulty for each Infinity in your stage, I'm gonna make a just Infinity symbol bearded Titan deck and see if I can make that work. And if UVS Games still wants to pass out some reveals, I could be your Infinity guy. So
Now, my main issue with that is when you build a deck, you need to have a main symbol. Infinity is not a symbol, therefore, by definition, you cannot build an Infinity deck.
technically, actually, they re-ruled it after the whole "can he play every Attune card" debacle. That when you build your deck, you have to declare a primary symbol that your character will inhabit.
Yeah.
So I could say, hey, he's going to be an Earth deck, but I'm just playing Infinity cards.
Yes, but if you went to a regionals and you won the regionals, it wouldn't say Infinity Bearded Titan. It would say Earth Bearded Titan.
Would it though? Because we've never had that show up yet.
But that's how people would have to talk about it because it's not.
No, they wouldn't.
Because
it is Oops All Infinities.
It can be Oops All Infinities, but it would still. But Infinity is not a symbol as of League of Villains, thanks to teamwork. So you cannot have an Infinity deck.
I still say the only reason we can't is because no one's been insane enough to try.
No,
I'm not saying I'm gonna like go to a regional and make a top cut with it because I don't think I'm that good, and that would take more than just the abnormal amount of arrogance to try.
But what I'm saying is,
it would be hilarious.
If you went to a local championship and you're doing deck lists and you then exchange decks with your opponents and you have to declare who your characters and what your primary symbol is, you can't say Infinity.
Where's that in the rules?
Well, because Infinity isn't a symbol.
Well, and I'm not saying that to be like obstinate. I'm just saying because the Infinity symbol's on the character.
Yeah.
And it's just if you have a primary symbol, because we didn't have enough Infinity cards to create an entire deck.
Okay, but
because we have all of this, Infinity could be my primary symbol because I don't have any other cards in the deck that have a symbol.
But you've immediately identified the problem. How can Infinity be your primary symbol if Infinity is not a symbol? It is a lack of symbols.
I think we're doing apples and oranges.
No.
I'm gonna have a completely no symbol deck.
We're doing black versus white in colors, where white is an absence of color, and black isn't.
I'm going to be the Yu-Gi-Oh! Clear world of Universus, and my entire deck has no symbols.
Oh, that's fine, but when you declare your primary symbol to your opponent, you're gonna have to pick one.
And I'll pick one every game.
And then I'll call it
water.
I'm just gonna sit next to you. I'm gonna call a judge going, last game he said his deck was a water deck, and now he said it's an earth deck. I need a judge.
Cool. Prove me wrong.
Anyway, that was
I'm just saying, if there's enough Infinity stuff in this set that I can try to make it work, you bet your bottom dollar I am going to try to bully my locals with an Oops All Infinities bearded.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a lot of fun. It's just
it sounds absolutely awful.
The characters, so Infinity's been pretty cool, like you said. The symbols, all 12 symbols getting support is huge. It's something people have been asking for since AOT dropped.
Absolutely.
When we went through the quiz, we went through the fact that the good and evil symbol have had less than 40 cards printed last year, whereas cards like Fire were below 150. So it's great. It's going to be great to see that the first set of the year is going to try and act as an equalizer. Although we haven't seen any good characters yet. We haven't seen any evil characters.
I think Gigan was the first evil.
Yeah, I was going to say
that we've seen.
I went and ruined it by dropping an evil character. Yeah, with some evil attuned and non-attuned cards. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think we've only seen 2 attuned cards. A Void attuned card from Batra, and then your evil attuned. I don't think any other attuned cards have been shown, unless I'm misremembering.
You might be misremembering. I do remember a few more.
I listen to a lot of this at work when I can't look at my phone, and I just glance whenever they say they're looking at a new card, and I read it myself, and then I just keep going.
That's
I don't often pay attention to symbols.
I'm primarily looking and listening while editing, so I don't pick up that much. So we could, but one of us is right, one of us is wrong. In terms of the characters, before we get into like the abilities and themes, the design of the characters is very unique. It reminds me of Attack on Titan with the characters, where they're ripped from the IP sources like the manga and other things like that, and then they've got this solid kind of black background with shaded surroundings, and then I would love. I'm gonna have to get a hitch on just to talk about the colors that were chosen with the four checks one with the green for the plant. I think Burning Godzilla was a blue.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Shin Godzilla reveal, and yeah, there are tuned cards in here.
There you go.
So I was incorrect. I will issue my own statement.
Gigan had this beautiful deep purple. Batara has this kind of golden sheen to it, and it does remind me of the Attack on Titan reveals, but they were color coded to their to like their symbols. You had a lot of them had
But
one
now they're
symbol,
not.
but no, they're not. That's just it. Godzilla having Gigan having this purple hue to him, and Batara having this golden yellow hue to them is very cool. It's going to make it very easy at pre-release unless someone gets an alt art where you put your character down, you see the color, and you go, "I know which character this is," purely off the colors. I think this is a very cool artistic design choice, and comparing like the Gigan here to the comic panel, which I had Gigan kind of jump out of, is a huge contrast. I love the way that these characters have been designed and portrayed on these cards. It makes the entire character card about them.
Yeah, and I also like the design, how at the behind the all of the numbers, like the difficulty control, you get like this kind of slash behind them of the different colors, like purple for characters, orange for attacks. I think that's really neat.
Yeah,
It just
that's
adds a little bit of flair.
it's something that you will see on other cards as well. It's something that they have done a little bit more throughout. So, like, if you go back and look at the Guilty Gear ones, if you look at the difficulty on Guilty Gear, it has got a grey outline for foundations. It has got an orange outline for attacks. So they're kind of
Yeah.
already color coding what's going on there. It's a cool little visual thing that can kind of get lost. Like if you look at Gun and Flame Faint, you can't really tell the orange outline. But if you look at what could this be, because of the black background, you can immediately kind of see this four cost, very cool kind of design to it. I do like that a lot. I think the color. Blanche saying the colors are meant to emphasize the features of the kaiju, uh, whilst being close to what the original colors were. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, yeah, I knew. I think Gigan did have quite a lot of purples in the like original movies and stuff. That makes a lot of sense.
That when you think space is a very purple idea.
Okay, you're gonna have to sort of walk me through that. How is space purple?
I don't know. Whenever I think of like space and galaxies and stuff, I think like purples and blues on a background of black. Just color theory. That's what comes to my head. And I don't know. Space is always purple coded to me. It's just weird.
See, I more think of like pastels, like pastel pink, pastel grey, pastel blue, because those lighter colors, like what you see when you see like the galaxies and the things forming. Because even like when you look at stars, they're not a dark color; they're more like a pastel yellow when we look at them in the sky.
Maybe it's just because I grew up in like Vegas and you have all that light pollution, so it kind of gives a colored tint to the sky and everything. So I don't know.
That's fair.
But whenever I think space, like purple is one of the first three colors to come to mind, and I have no idea why. I cannot justify it.
No, that's fair. Getting into the characters themselves, character rarities are back. I think we've seen a couple of rare characters. The majority have been commons.
I I didn't pay attention to that. You?
I did because I knew it was
I didn't. I don't care.
I know
I
that
don't care about the.
I know Gigan is a common one, but is still fairly powerful. When I look at other people's, I've been
Ugh.
Well, you don't like character variety?
No, I don't. They're annoying because then you get your secret rare character and it feels like it doesn't do
Well, they
jack.
haven't done secret rare characters since Origins of Power.
Attack on Titan. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they should have stopped it there.
yeah. Origins of Power didn't
I
have it.
still only own one copy of Happy Chaos out of the 3.5 boxes of Guilty Gear I've opened. And
uh,
that's not including the alt art, but that's why I hate character rarities. I only have, but every other pack I open is a soul bad guy.
I
Also,
think
speaking of, are these power tokens going to be printed on the backs of the characters again?
we don't
Has that
know.
been confirmed?
It
Okay.
hasn't been confirmed. Nothing like has been confirmed yet. To me, I think it's going to be a Guilty Gear situation of on the back of the characters will be a token, and then we'll also have like an exclusive pre-release token similar to what we got with Guilty Gear. That kind of makes the most sense to me.
That'd be kind of neat.
With with the like, if we get a pre-release power token, however, it's going to make more sense to collect multiples of those because you're gonna want a lot of them down.
Yeah.
We got Blanche saying that Batterer is a rare. That makes sense, but I started off. I started
I
off
just don't like character
hating.
rarities, man.
I started off hating character rarity primarily because of Battle for Humanity and how weird the power ratings were. Like the fact that Bearded Titan was the secret rare and it did nothing was
Beast Titan was the
Beast.
secret
Sorry,
rare.
Beast Titan was secret rare, and it wasn't as powerful as some of the uncommons and commons, even in a sealed environment. But I do think since it's been refined, it's been refined to commons and uncommons, commons and rares. It does make more sense because if you look at it from a sealed perspective, if you want to make sure that sealed games are not going to be one-sided, that sealed games are not going to just come down to who got the powerful character, you make one of them harder to get hold of. When you open a box, you guarantee that say they're going to at least see one of them. But in a pre-release kit where you're only opening 6 packs, going you've got a good chance of seeing a Batterer, but the chances are you're going to see primarily Gigans, Burning Godzillas, Shin Godzillas, and they're more filtered around sealed, whereas Batterer is more standard playable. Gigan is an absolute beast in sealed, but will take a lot more practice and a lot more support to see competitive play, especially when there's a lot of crossover between what he's trying to do and say Rodan and Devil Jin.
Again, 3.5 boxes. I only have one copy of a character in a set that only has 8 characters. And now
That
you're
just
telling
sounds
me I
like a
might have
skill
the same
issue.
problem. But it's not. It's a printing issue because then you're creating this false scarcity of what if Happy Chaos was really good? He's not, but what if he was and I couldn't get my hands on it without, having to pay for a single and then shipping when I already bought 3 boxes of your product and it feels bad and I don't like that kind of false.
I think we've been spoiled by the fact we've had characters in the back of packs. Before,
I think that's as someone who started this game not getting a character in every pack, that is the best decision this company's
yeah,
made. Fight me.
no, it's an absolutely amazing decision, and moving the character from the uncommon slot to having its own dedicated slot is equally an amazing decision. But
Absolutely.
I think from a purely sealed perspective, if they want this game to have a fun play experience for sealed play, where the majority of the other people playing different TCGs, where the Godzilla fans are going to be coming in and trying this game in through PVE or stuff like that, they want characters that are going to be that are going to have a fun, easy play experience for mental load to be the most common ones saw in the packets. And characters like Gigan that just say remove the top card of your deck, get 2 damage. If it was an attack, get 2 speed. And if this attack hits, which if you're playing PvE, it's going to hit, you get to draw a card and then discard a card. Such a simple character, such a cool way. And if the right support comes out, could get a little bit broken. But for PvE, for the new player experience, for someone in a sealed environment, this is a very good card, and it leads to them having a lot of
All right, we might just have to agree to disagree on character rarities because I hear your points and you're making good points.
fun.
But man, as someone who's talked to a lot of players and they're like newer players like trying to get into this game and they're like, "Oh, I like this character." And if they go buy a couple of packs and they can't get that character because oh, turns out that character was like a secret rare, that feels bad. And I get you could just say, "Oh, just make the secret rare a character no one cares about like Cart Titan." But it just I don't know, man.
No,
I
I,
just don't like it.
I get that, but at the same time, our characters are not that expensive outside of it. If
True.
like, if
But
you like,
it's that extra step,
no,
and that's a lot asking new players to do.
it is a lot asking new players, but it builds that social aspect of it going. Oh, I really want to play. Like for you, I really want to play Happy Chaos. I don't own one. You then get to go to your local game store. You get to go ask players, and you get to have that thing of I need a happy chaos. Like you didn't pull a happy chaos. You get to have that conversation. You get to have that social aspect, and you go, yeah. Has any of you got a spare happy chaos? It's like, yeah, that's fine. I didn't pull a Potemkin because I didn't get lucky. Have you got a spare Potemkin? I actually do have a spare Potemkin, and boom, you don't. You started. It's ATCG. You get you. The chances are, if you have
None of those letters mean social.
no,
Trading card game, but I missed the social aspect of that. Also, why does Shin Godzilla have little baby arms? I'm just noticing that in this art.
uh, maybe
Why
maybe
does he have little baby
maybe he's
arms?
based on a T Rex at this point. Who knows?
I don't
I
know.
tell you
Maybe
what I
they
do
brought her
want
on
though.
here to.
I tell you what I do want.
What do you want?
I want a Shin Godzilla with a shim line, so I can have Godzilla shim.
Shim Godzilla.
Shim God, Shim
Just
Godzilla.
have the most shims.
Yes.
There's your next shim line Saturdays. How many shims does your Shim Godzilla
Yeah,
have?
that's what we want. We want Shim Godzilla. And I swear if they've actually fixed the shim lines in this set, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Because we've got the best synergy here now.
It is a common, so it won't be hollow unless it's like an alt art. But yeah.
Even then, he's fine. As long as it's an alt art. The hell. This is
Although
what
that's another thing, I am excited to see the alt arts of these cards. As someone who doesn't give a damn about alt arts, I'm excited to see what the design and art teams have cooked up for this.
if they've brought Sean back, I am down for this. Sean is the person who did the original Challenger ones. I've done an interview with him. He also did the silk paper posters, which were just like a variation. Massive Godzilla fan, and if they've brought Sean back for these alt arts, I am more than down. That guy loves Godzilla so much. He will bend over backwards to make sure we have an amazing product. Uh, I'm very excited to see the PVE, and I'm very excited to see what our 1,000 chromes are going to be.
I mean, just roll a dice is probably one of them.
I mean, there's probably going to. This is the nicest possible way, UVS. There's probably going to be more chromes in Godzilla than we have active players.
Yeah, because if there's 500 and there's 10, if there's 100 of each and there's 10 chromes, that's 1,000 chromes in Godzilla alone.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's 1,000 chromes.
That's hurtful.
Imagine it's gonna be a case of who doesn't pull a Godzilla chrome.
My luck. But I'll have one of my locals pull 3.
I know Marvin is already looking for a Gigan chrome. We've got Blanche looking for the Batara chrome. I know the biggest ones will be the Godzilla chromes, the Burning Godzilla, the Shin Godzilla, 1954 Godzilla if we get one.
I want to see the bug guy. The guy who looks like a stag beetle with like guns on his hands. I don't know who he is, but he looks dope as hell, and I want him in it as a playable character.
More than likely we're gonna get them, but back. Let's get back on track. The abilities on these characters, they seem really fair Like I haven't. There's been a couple of characters where I've gone that can get a little bit nuts, but that's only because of the support that exists for that character. The characters on face feel MHA coded kind of thing, like MHA 1, MHA 3, where they they have their answers on face. They want to do something, and when they do something, the Mitchell Samino sort of thing of when I review a card, I get to add it to my momentum. When I spend my momentum, I get to put it into my hand. They answer their own questions.
Yeah, they write their plan on their face.
Yeah, they're not like Shoto who's looking for a certain keyword to seal things. They don't need to put in any extra. They don't need any additional support. Gigan is if an attack hits, you get to draw a card and discard a card. How can I make that attack hit? Well, if you increase your ratio of attacks, you might remove an attack, get 2 speed, and make that attack hit a little bit more. It also doesn't say non-throw, so you can just chuck a bunch of throws at Giga and just filter through. It's a solid character that answers its own questions, and we've seen this with Battle, we've seen this with Shin Godzilla, we've seen this with Burning Godzilla, who just goes milled some cards. Oh, cool! Now you get damage for those milled cards. They are
Yeah, little Mister Burning Godzilla is gonna be nuts
yeah. There's
with all the self mill stuff. Holy crap!
Resounding Screech
I would
would Resounding Screech would be good in Gigan. Supersonic Flight will be good in Gigan because you can just mill it when it's removed. There's synergies in there, but it doesn't need them. They kind of just help it. We've seen a lot of characters that kind of need the engines to be presented to them. The characters we've seen from Godzilla so far are the engines that we get to build on, which I think is a very cool thing for a product like Godzilla, which is going to bring in a lot of eyes to the game.
fingers crossed.
Yeah,
I did have two potential brand new locals show up. Not necessarily for Godzilla, but we'll see if they stick around. Hopefully, that'll increase our numbers to 6. So that'll hope.
my
Hopefully,
Godzilla deck list, I forgot to put like any Universus cards on it apart from a token. Mention Universus, I just put did Guilty Gear break Godzilla? It's almost at 1,000 views because Godzilla fans and Guilty Gear fans are coming going, when did Godzilla and Guilty Gear mix together? And they're like coming going, I didn't know this was a game was a thing, but I came in because I'm a Guilty Gear fan and a Godzilla fan. I'm like, stick around because they're working together really well. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, there's already a Godzilla card game that's done fairly well for Bushy Road. So
yeah. I confused the hell out of my local store because I did not know that game existed, and I was like, hey, I'd like to pre-order a set for a box for Godzilla, and she goes, which one?
yeah,
The
but
Reign of Kaiju. She goes, is that the first, second, or third set? I'm like, it's the first set. What are you talking about?
yeah, they're talking about the Godzilla card game where it's more about the movie cards and it's about destroying walls and invading your opponent's area. Whereas this is
Invading their
just
personal space.
and where this is just big monster fight big monster. You're like, yes, let's go.
Absolutely. And another thing is, I like the design spaces of these cards, the characters specifically, in how much they make me want to play other pre-existing cards. Like anyone who's watched any of my content or listened to me rant here knows I love the card The Rumbling, even though everyone thinks that card's awful. I am that card's like #1 fan.
It was awful
I want
when
to play a
Sweeping
Rumbling.
Daggers was around. It needs to be played more now.
Yeah, because you can still play it in Smiling for ridiculous damage. Play it in Shin Godzilla, when you're like, cool, you're either going to lose your stage and I get a power token, or you're going to lose your hand and I'm going to burn all my power tokens to kill you with the rumbling. That is such a good, like, lose-lose situation for your rival, and I love that pair works so well together.
There is another rumbling stand in chat with Blanche. But yeah, I mean, Shin Godzilla with any kind of foundation destruction has got some good synergies. I'm very glad that Immortal Shapeshifter is dead.
Yeah,
Because
my boy Elder. Elder Tagoro did nothing wrong. Fight
yeah,
me.
Immortal Shapeshifter was the problem, not Elder to Go. Also, Elder to Go did a lot wrong. If we're talking like canonically throughout the 100 odd episodes of Yu Hakusho, Elder to Go did a lot wrong.
Yeah, he lost to Kuwabara, but he threw that fight to make money, so that's fine. He got Spirit Fly swattered. How
I
did that not become a card, even as just a joke card? Just the giant Spirit Fly swatter that Kuwabara did.
I mean, if we got, he also got turned into a tree, so you know.
Yeah, but that's after he got eaten by Gourmet and then took Gourmet over like a parasite.
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to a chapter black arc for Universes. I think a lot of those characters are
As
dope as
long
hell.
as long as we skip the middle bit, as long as we skip the middle
Which
bit.
which one's the middle bit?
So after the Dark Tournament, you get the kids from the school that Genkai trained that have all got their own ESP abilities.
Yeah, that's the start of chapter black.
Yeah, those guys can get fucked. That is filler. I don't care if it's actually like manga canon. They don't come back. They
Honestly,
have no impact on the
honestly,
story.
I don't even. There's only one of those I really No,
It-
two that I remember.
Is
One
it the
guy
is
can
it the
stop
is it
can
the
paralyze
is
you.
it the Karama word one? Because that's the only one that sticks to me.
Yeah, the taboo guy, and then there's the guy that if he touches your shadow, he can freeze you.
Yeah,
But that's all I remember of those guys.
and
And
it was
oh
just
no, there's another guy who can like turn into you by touching you.
yeah, and it was just like, oh yeah, Genkai trained us to help with your training for when you finish that term. I was like, but Genkai was planning to die. So what do you mean Genkai had another plan after this? I I am so confused. But
That's
yeah.
fine, but Shisui's whole band of misfits with all of their different powers, I think, could be kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I'm down for a Black Tape arc. I'm down for a Demon King tournament arc. But we're not here to talk about
I'm
that.
not down for a Demon King tournament arc.
But we
I
get
hated the Demon King tournament
but we
arc.
get more Chew. We get more
I don't
Chew.
care.
And we get
That
more Jin.
tournament that set sucked.
We get more. Oh, hold on a second. We get more Chew. We get more Jin. We get less Kurabara. What do you mean? That's three beautiful parts there.
Yusuke's randomly part demon.
I mean,
No point in any of that.
It
was awful.
No, it makes sense with like how strong he was and how he was able to immediately adapt.
Yeah, but that's like saying that it makes sense that Ichigo is everyone in Bleach. I hate that trope.
Well,
That's why I won't watch Bleach.
Wow! Imagine hating a trope in an anime and then hating the exact same trope in the anime that ripped off the first water trope.
It's just I don't know who came first, but chicken or egg that just annoys the hell out of me.
You came first and directly inspired Bleach.
Oh, see, I don't know my anime history. I just know that I saw Yu Yu Hakusho first. I heard about Bleach, but I was like, that's just a dumb name for a manga. It has nothing to do with Bleach.
We will get into anime history when it comes to Fairy Tail time because we have 20 years of Fairy Tail to talk about in the lead up to that.
I'm not watching 20 years worth of material.
I know it's only got like 10 years of basically it's 20 years, but the first manga only ran between 2006 and 2017, and then the 100 Years War manga kind of picked up a little bit after that. So you've only got like 11 years of manga, about 200 and odd episodes. It's got dragons.
I thought Bleach was the 100 Years War.
That's the 1,000 Years War. Because Bleach has to be extra. Bleach is the 1,000-year war. Fairy Tail is the 100-year
I will say
quest.
this: from what I've seen of the Gote 13 arc from Rescue Rukia, from the handful of episodes of that I caught, where all the different captains have their own Bankais and Shikais and all that, that's dope. And I like the Bount characters. I don't care what people say. But other than that, story-wise, I don't give a damn about Bleach.
That's fair. We're not here to talk about Bleach. Bleach isn't joining the game.
No.
As much as Mike Hardiman, there's your weekly shout out, would absolutely love it, he wouldn't come in. I'm really excited for Fairy Tail because I like the idea of having a nullifying effect. Because in Fairy Tail, the Dragon Slayers and the God Slayers can absorb their element to power themselves up. So Natsu can eat fire to become stronger and not take any damage from it. And I think having a Natsu character goes, if your opponent plays a fire attack against you once per turn, it deals no damage and you heal that much damage.
That would be tricky, and that would make mirror matches miserable.
Yeah, right? You'd have to be very careful what you did. But anyway, now that would also feed into unattunement, but that's something that I pitched to Bill Stat like 2 years ago. Because unattunement to me is when you get a card that says it can't go in a deck if the character has the symbol.
We don't need to make this shit more complicated
Yeah.
than it already
But
is,
anyway,
man.
Godzilla, let's get back on track because we've got an hour here and we're probably going to start wrapping up really soon. I'm really liking what I've been seeing. It seems stronger than TMNT.
That's not hard.
But it has this new player kind of design to it. TMNT kind of focused too much in on the new player experience. This one, as Bill Stack put it in when he was talking about his mental load article many years ago at this point, it's a great product for new players that also provides what old heads have been looking for. This is a good mixture of what old heads have asked for in its free symbol cards, free symbol characters, in its utility of responses and enhances. It's a great mixture of everything we've seen. The fact that we got deflect back and we have direct deflect supporting the fact we can pick up deflect cards from discard to help us, you can tell. To put it bluntly, you can tell this was headed by J Ray. You can tell that a seasoned UKVersus creator of umpteen years is at the helm of this set, and that not only that they have a great understanding and love for universes, but they have a great love and understanding for Godzilla. It's what I love about the Critical Role set. Tim Free has a great love and understanding of universes and a great love and understanding of Critical Role, and you can feel that in that set, and that's why it's my favorite set of 2025. And if Jeremy has put the same love, care, and detail and an adaptation of the Godzilla IP that Tim Free did for Critical Role, then this might end up being my favorite set of the year, regardless of what happens in Fairy Tail.
Yeah. I think Jeremy Ray is a fantastic designer. I remember playing against him card slinging in Louisville, and he actually also designed the Attack on Titan sets. So I played Rumbling Smiling Titan against him and hit him with the Rumbling for 3 turns in a row, and he told me I was a monster. And I told him it was his fault. He made me do it. So he's a good guy, and he's really good at the game, and I think he's a fantastic designer, and I'm really excited to see, like you said, how they've designed the characters is they're very straightforward, so new players can pick them up easy, but they have a high enough ceiling to where existing players and expert players can build off of them in wild ways.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to get my hands on these cards, and I'm kind of sad now that I'm not going to Worlds to
Get them early.
participate in the super pre-releases.
Yeah. Hey, I, I'm not disappointed I'm not going to Worlds. I am a little disappointed I'm not going to get to see Godzilla early. I'm going to try and find a pre-release near me, especially seeing as this set releases on my birthday, or the day after my birthday. So,
Hey, happy birthday.
so that, to me, that's like a great sign. It's like cool. So if I can find somewhere that's doing a pre-release that's the week leading up to my birthday, I can justify spending a couple of £100 going seeing some friends and having a great time doing pre-release. I think that's a great way to spend the week before my birthday, and then I can spend my birthday with the family. And also maybe I can have some of that birthday look, as Chris Smith calls it, and pull a chrome.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
But no, I like this. I like this set a lot. So I went in. To be honest, I went into this set skeptical because of how powerful the Godzilla Challenger had been, how powerful the Ghidorah Challenger had been. I was expecting a bunch of crack stuff off the set. And maybe the crack stuff is hidden, and we've
I was
only
about to
seen.
say, there's still a lot of ultras and secrets we ain't seen yet, buddy. Just wait,
Yeah,
you'll get your crack later.
we've only seen six, and these have been very good. But there's still more Godzillas in there. There's still Mothra. There's still Ghidorah. There's still Mecha Godzilla. There's some very cool stuff just over the horizon, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. But from what I've seen here, it's a beautiful adaptation of multiple sources of IP. We've seen primarily it looks like it is more a lot of the comics, and fair play. I love the comics because they get to capture action in such a unique way, similar to how Attack on Titan did it compared to screen grabs assets like what we saw with Yu and stuff. But I like to say, and I'm cheerfully optimistic that next week we're going to see a similar power level. If anything, a crack does come out from that. Well, we got a topic to talk about next week.
Yeah. And what, there's still 9 characters to show off, so by next week we still won't have seen all the characters, I don't believe.
Yeah, there's no count. I think it goes to like the 20. I think it only goes to like the 23rd.
I closed my window.
Or was it the 25th?
Let me go back here. It goes to the 27th.
Goes to 27 down. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, there's 15 characters, and they started on the 13th.
so next week there'll be two characters left after next week. So I have to go out. I was planning on doing a tier list next week, but we can't. We've got to wait until February to do a tier list.
Yeah, which, I mean, at that point, we'll have also seen some extra support cards, hopefully,
Yeah.
and we'll have a little bit more of a range and not just judging them completely in a vacuum. I think some of the cracked stuff was teased in that teaser, because the one that's like, hey, remove a copy of this card name, and you get to search your deck for 3 copies of a card. Heaven forbid that be a water or earth card, because May would go
No,
batshit.
it's going to be an evil card.
Oh, do you know this for a fact?
No, but if you look at the history of the symbol, when it's been cards that primarily go and search through discards and decks for copies of cards, they've kind of always had the evil symbol on them. Apart from
Oh,
Chronos
like
Task.
Colossal Confrontation. And Colossal Confrontation.
Well, Colossal Confrontation's an order card.
Yeah, doesn't have the evil symbol.
Yeah, because the evil symbol wasn't in the set.
Just saying.
Yeah, but
You're making a lot of generalizations.
okay, you got Equipment Heist, you've got Relaxed Demeanor from Hawks. The evil symbol has
Superfly Stomp.
Superfly evil, yeah. So the evil symbol has a lot more shooting aspects and does like to play with the discard a little bit more and the top of your deck, similar to what we've seen with Rodan, Ghidorah, Elder Toguro.
Rodon doesn't have evil.
Does Rodan have evil? Rodan should have evil.
No, it's air all void.
Rodan should have evil. He's an evil. He's an evil chicken.
No, I think they're starting to make all really care about the top card of your deck, because with the Gigan card that we've seen that you showed off,
Yeah.
with Battle holds the answer. The Ryu 6 check that can stack itself to the top of the deck. I think all is starting to show itself as a symbol that cares about the top card of the deck and stacking your deck, and I think that's kind of a cool design space to put it in.
If you haven't seen that reveal for the all card I did, go check out my story time with UKVersus with Gigan, where I go through the comic. But David's already put in his Discord that he can't wait to see someone get 13 damage off that card if you have like a Thermal Blast or a Detonation on top of your deck.
That would be hilarious. It's like Hood, but with extra steps.
Exactly. Right. Honestly, I think we probably could just wrap up. We don't really want to waffle on what longer than we really need to.
Oh no, we've already gotten distracted a couple of times, so it shows that we don't have a lot of information to really do a deep dive yet. But we did want to give our first impressions of where we think the set design's going, and I think we agree. We both love it.
Yeah, it's been very cool. I'm very excited to see where this set goes. But this is why it was meant to be a first thoughts. Looking at the active, But Blanche, you also thought the hood wasn't rotating this year. But no,
Yeah.
I think this set has a lot of potential. I think it's got a lot of ways to go. But this was just meant to be our first Fours. And I've just realised I spelt that wrong, and we're getting to the end of it because I put third Fours.
Our
But
third thoughts.
I put FIRDT, so it's like third thoughts. I quickly added this in before we went live, and no one mentioned it in the chat.
They don't pay it. We're card gamers, man. We don't read.
But yeah, if you do want to check out new player content, if you want to learn more about tokens and new formats, new keywords, as and when they pop up throughout this set, check out check out check out Universus Hermits, who will be keeping up to date with all the new stuff and making sure the Hermit school is up to date.
Yep. I'm hard at work on that. Every time they say, "Hey, there's a new thing," I'm like I'm not working hard enough for you guys.
And if you want to check out,
It gives me something to do.
and I get to do my lovely tagline as always. If you want to check out theories, news, or more, win, lose, or draw, stick with UKVersus. I've put a brand new video out this week, which I went to massive pendulum swings of likely to unlikely, where I talk about the IPs I expect to see in 2027 because Paul has confirmed they're already locked in, based on what IPs have got anniversaries coming up in 2027. And I'm telling you, this pendulum swings between the Teletubbies, Care Bears, and Mega Man.
I would love to see more Mega Man in this
I
set.
thought you were going to say
maybe
Teletubbies.
I was too old for Teletubbies, but maybe there might be some Mega Man content coming up in my monthly What If series.
Yeah, Mega Man is 40 years old next year.
Oh Christ! Don't say that. Mega Man's only slightly older than me.
Mega Man is 40 years old next year, along with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Warhammer. Care Bears are 45 years old. Jedi, Star Wars: A New Hope is 50 years old.
I don't see us getting Star Wars.
No.
That's way too much money. But JoJo's, that would be dope.
Oh yeah, I just see if we got a waifu Speedwagon. That's all I need. Is just give me experience bundle, Speedwagon, full art, sexy card. Done.
I hated that character.
How can you hate the best waifu in anime?
He just he annoyed the hell out of me. But I'm also the person who, like, after watching part 3, I had to take like 6 months off because I was like, I need a minute. That was a lot. And then I watched part 4, and I'm like, this is the one everyone tells me I'm gonna love. It was alright. It was pretty good. There was a lot of just trudging.
I honestly don't remember them
really
from
got under my
parts.
skin.
Part 3 is Egypt.
Yeah, it's where you got introduced to stands.
Okay, that's the one with the.
I needed a minute after that.
That's the one with the second dog death, right?
Yeah, because there's a dog stand user that uses the Fool, and that dog is hilarious. You can play as that dog in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think it's like called All Star Battle or something like that.
Oh.
But it's got like 40 different JoJo's characters in it, and you can play as the dog. And
Part 3 is Cairo, Egypt. Part 4 is Mora on. Okay, yeah. I mean, hopefully, if I'm correct, and I'm hoping we might see Iggy being a playable character in Universus, and having a dog that you can play would be really cool.
Dope. Yeah, that'd be dope.
I mean, one thing is, the more we want something, the less likely we are to get it. But when you got things like the Cat in the Hat turned in 70, that one would probably be more likely.
I think you're absolutely right on that, because I did not give a fuck about Critical Role, and look at all the Critical Role stuff we have.
Yeah. Well, that's because Critical Role, despite you being so very wrong, is absolutely amazing.
Oh no, I agree, it's amazing. But when it was announced, I didn't give a damn, because I never listened to it. I never watched it. I didn't care.
When they did the Challenger, I was like, that's cool. when they announced the set, I went and binged it, and I did all 3 campaigns in 14 months. And I'm like, oh, cool. That was, that's a lot of Critical Role, and I'm up to date now. I think I'm on episode 5 of campaign 4 because Age of Umbra took me a long time to get through. It's really tough. We do love Iggy Blanche, we do love Iggy, but yeah. Thanks everyone for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, go over to Cam, hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, give him a comment on any of his posts, let him know that you love his content. If you're still with UKVersus, if you've not subscribed, do hit that subscribe button. We're getting very close to 1,000. And once we hit 1,000, I have to live stream me doing a tier list of every single character that has ever been printed in this game, which is a ridiculous amount. I think it's been estimated it's going to take me 22 hours to do that video, which is wild.
Card, right? Not just character.
No, apparently I misremembered his character. Card would take me about a month.
Oh, that's not fine. You're fine.
Well, that depends on how long it takes me to get there.
How many characters?
That depends on how long it takes me to get there, because if I keep...
It's only 1,245 characters. You're fine.
Yeah, but I've been told I have
Half of that's just putting it in F because you don't understand it.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing. I've been told I have to specifically spend a minimum on each character.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just...
That was
it's an F because I don't understand it. Stare at the camera for 45 seconds.
That's not how I roll. But if you'd also like to get access to all of my content early, apart from Player Pass, which is on private so people get access to it at the same time, you can become a UKVersus member. You get access to pretty much gameplay, theories, and everything early. You can get access to the VODs for these early by a couple hours. Again, it's a great way to support the channel, and once Cam gets monetized, go become a member for Cam as well, because it's a great way to show your support to our content creators. Blanche is a member. We've got some very cool members. They constantly pick up on my gameplay errors. I can't wait for them to see my Mark Tiny deck I played against Blanche this week, because it was an illegal deck and neither one of us picked up on it.
That's hilarious.
Deck list on that deck also coming out, where I talk about the fact that I made an illegal deck and did not realize it. But we're going to leave it there.
And this is after you made a video on an illegal Godzilla deck.
Illegal May deck.
May deck, whatever.
Godzilla was in the thumbnail for clicks.
I didn't pay attention.
Exactly. We'll catch you all.
I just clicked on it so I could go through the deck list and see if I could spot the error before you said anything.
Did you find the error?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find the error first?
Yeah, because I just paused the video and didn't listen to you at all, and I just went through and looked at it.
Okay, fine. But yeah, we'll catch you all.
I was on the last 5 minutes of my break at work. Calm down.
The video was only like 6. Anyway, we'll catch you all next week. It's been great having you all here, and have a great night. And have a great night yourself, Blanche. Have a great evening, Cam. And if you made it to the end of the video, leave me a comment telling me what your favourite reveal is at the time and what you're most excited to play in Godzilla. For me, it's my own reveal, Gigan. I haven't seen anything at the minute that I want to play more than this, because I like to play throws. How about yourself, Cam? What's the character you want to play the most at the minute?
If it's not Rumbling Shin Godzilla, it's Biolante. Because being a fake 8-hander sounds amazing. A fake 8-hander with damage reduction on face.
Alright, well, we'll catch you all same time next week, and have yourselves a very great day. Bye!
See you, everyone.